Behind the Filter After Dark Edition is back for part 2 at Prana IV Hydration and Wellness Clinic. In this episode, we chat with Ashley from Prana, and our Ashley gets an IV drip while we continue our conversations about wellness, DMs of the week, viral stories, and more.
All right, so welcome Ashley. She's their wellness concierge. She's going to be the face you see right when you walk in Prana, welcoming you here. You're new to the team, right? Tell us a little bit about what you're doing and what you're loving being at Prana.
Yeah, so I am new to Prana, and so far so good. It's a great place to be, you know, like everything you could really ever want, especially for me. I mean, just trying to change things up for a wellness journey. Yep. I'm learning so much. As you know, Pyle is a wealth of knowledge.
I swear.
So I'm just loving it. But yeah, I really enjoy just seeing our clients, seeing the progress that is made, and just being a part of an experience that is transformative and you know, overall just helping others. Yeah. So, really
you said that about like seeing the client's transformation. That's one thing I love about you guys. If you're not following them on social media, we'll make sure to link them all. But you guys show so many before and afters and like real life patient experiences. And I feel like that's a huge testament of like everything you guys are doing here, which is awesome. So last question then, in your brief time you've been here, have you been able to try any of the services yet?
Yes.
Okay.
So I have tried several different services, you know, that I didn't even know that I needed, but now I can't live without.
Right.
So I always love that. But one that I am like, I will just ride forever for is the NAD.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
So for anyone that kind of is having, you know, brain fog or just overall like sluggishness or kind of in a rut, that is your go-to. That is the go-to. So
I feel like so many people, I'm glad the NAD conversation's finally coming up because I feel like the majority of people, we struggle with fatigue and brain fog, and the fact that one thing that's like good for your body can actually attack both is huge.
Absolutely. I mean, within 30 minutes, I believe, on my first time doing the NAD, I just was so like clear for the first time in so long. I'm like, wow,
that's crazy.
I can't believe this is working because, you know, I've tried the, you know, supplements online, you know.
Right.
But it's a different thing having it injected and, you know, in a clinic.
Yes.
So.
I've tried the supplements and I've tried the injections. 9-day difference.
Absolutely.
9-day difference.
Yeah. So I love that. And then, you know, I always love the M-Sculpt.
Yes, so. You can't go wrong with that.
Yep.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for popping on. And if they want to go to the Prana Glow Up Gala, they're going to call in and talk to Ashley.
Yep, absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ash.
So I have a longer story for us for After Dark. So I saw this from the New York Post, and when I saw the title, I'm like, I've got to read more about it. It says, calling your boss a dickhead isn't enough to get you fired. The judge rules. So I was like, what is this? And so this was posted from the New York Post, but it's also from the Daily Mail. So the Daily Mail actually had the story. New York Post used it on as a contributor. So it says, although her comments were inappropriate and regrettable, they did not justify summary dismissal, declared Judge Sonia Boyles from the tribunal. And so this is what happened. So since 2018, Carrie had reportedly worked at a scaffolding and brickwork company, Main Group Services, alongside with her brother-in-law and her sister-in-law. So her brother and sister-in-law served as the operations manager and the managing director. Her duties, which reportedly paid her $50,000 a year, included supervising the office's day-to-day operations, overseeing payroll, arranging meetings, and doing some filing, like administrative work, basically, essentially. I thought at first I thought this said $500,000. I was like, girl, why did you call him that for $500,000? But just kidding. That did not happen. It says, though, however, one day in May of 2022, while Herbert was rummaging through one of her manager's drawers to complete an admin task, she discovered documents pertaining to the cost of employing her. The supervisor told the judge that the discovery was extremely upsetting, as she believed she was going to be terminated. So I guess she found stuff that she I guess wasn't supposed to find. The overseer was subsequently invited to a meeting where her boss reprimanded her and over her performance. He said that he and his wife were not happy with how she ran the office, claiming that suppliers weren't paid on time and that there were also problems with some booking. So basically, they're having issues with her. She's not doing what she's supposed to be doing. They're not happy. Herbert reportedly began to cry, then proceeded to lay into her employer. If it was anyone else in this position, they would have walked away years ago due to the goings-ons in the office. But it is only because of you two dickheads that I stayed. So she literally said this, declared the distraught employee, I should say. According to her testimony, Thomas reportedly responded, "Don't fucking call me a dickhead or call that to my wife. That's it. You're sacked. Pack your shit and fuck off."
Wait, but the way she said it, was it a term of endearment?
Yeah.
Like, was she joking in the way, because she's saying it's because of you two I'm staying.
Basically that I've stayed because of you two dickheads, you know? Like, I think she probably was like, well, I'm only here because it's you two dickheads, you know? And then I think obviously the guy thought it was something else. And so after that is when it says, and while the company claimed she had not been canned for poor performance at work, Boyles ruled her in her favor, claiming that the firm had not acted reasonably in all of the circumstances and treating her and her conduct as a sufficient reason for dismissal. The court was informed that under her contract's terms, she could be sacked over the provocative use of insulting or abusive language, but only if she had been given a warning first. So she hadn't been given a warning first, which is what their contract says. So I think the judge was going by that. So the document stipulated that only serious violations such as threatening or intimidating language would warrant Herbert's termination. So basically she was dismissed for calling her boss a dickhead to his face. So basically saying the judge, and then after this, the judge ordered Main Group Services to pay Herbert over $20,000 in compensation and then fork over an additional $19,000 to help her cover the legal expenses. Because basically it happened, she's like, I'm taking you to court, this is wrongful termination. They go to court, the judge finds where she signed the contract, and she was like, you guys are in the wrong, so now you're paying her and you're paying her legal expenses, and she's fine calling you a dickhead because you didn't give her a warning.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So now is she back being employed there?
No, she's not employed there.
Okay, I was gonna say that would be super awkward to go back.
Oh my gosh, no way. No, but she was awarded $20,000 for calling her boss a dick.
Do not use this as ideas, people.
But why? Okay, I don't think I've ever called my superior a dick.
Not to
their face. There's one thing if you are venting and you're talking to another coworker and you're upset about a situation and you're having a private conversation where you need to vent some things out and you can feel like you can have a trusted environment to let it all out.
Right.
But I would never flat out call somebody a dick to their face that I worked for.
Yeah. No.
And then be like, and I'm going to sue you now because you didn't follow your own protocol in your own employee handbook because you didn't give me a warning to begin with. Although she found things that they were apparently upset about, I guess it wasn't a verbal, she wasn't verbally warned of anything.
So she had no idea they were even upset with her in the beginning.
Yeah,
and
so
then
that's why when she found the things in the desk, that's why she got so upset, because she was like, no one's ever said anything to me about any of this. So I think that's what threw her off and was like, how dare they? No one's talked to me, and I dealt with you two dickheads the entire time, and that's the reason I've stayed, and this is what you think of me, really? And so that's how this whole thing came about.
That's insane.
I know.
What a story.
I thought that was interesting. I was like, okay, well then. I don't, all right. Yeah. So I don't,
The more you know.
Don't call your employers mean names.
Yeah, we're not condoning that.
But not only that, I've always said, I've had conversations with people, with some people in I would say in our industry and in our circle who we've met, and people are always like, oh, I would have blocked them, I would have done this, I would have done this, I would have done that. I'm like, but you just don't ever know who you're going to have to do business with later.
Nope, everything is too small.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you get through? Are you sure? So I'm gonna get an IV drip.
Yes!
I'm so excited.
Ashley's gonna get an IV drip, so I'm gonna step out.
I'm gonna get an IV drip. These are my honest favorite, and I said this earlier in the podcast. I have hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's, so I'm just a naturally tired girl, and I love getting these regularly because they just boost my energy. Like, I feel an instant boost, but for me with these, I feel a long-term boost. And I have a big old vein that everybody loves. I also have one that goes across my forehead when I'm not wearing makeup. And I'm like, I wish that one would go away. A little poke. I feel nothing when you do these.
One of my favorite catheters because, it has a little loop. I don't know, it's like a nerdy thing. I love fancy supplies.
I love it.
Because it's pain-free for my patients.
It really is.
And I could check my placement. I love it. Beautiful vein you got, as always.
Glad I could supply that.
All right, I'm going to get that drip mixed up and we'll talk about what's inside of it, okay?
Thank you.
All righty, so this special cocktail, well, it's actually our immunity booster that we have, which is great for this time of the year, especially if you have allergies, you have inflammation going on, you feel like you're getting under the weather. It's because it has a few things, okay? It's got a mineral blend. What does it do? It hydrates you. It has magnesium in it. It's great for you. It has high-dose vitamin C. Vitamin C, antioxidant, right? Great to protect your immune system, helps with histamines, and of course it's great for your skin too, right?
Love that.
It has B complex. So a lot of people, when you have a B complex through the IV, you might taste it in your mouth, which is very normal.
Okay.
And B complex is all about energy. So that fatigue you have is gonna get you bounced back.
Yes.
It also has some B12 in it.
Okay.
B12 is for energy and metabolism, so get you going, okay? Once the drip is completely done, this is why I have this very special loop catheter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you an IV push of glutathione.
Oh, yes.
We love glutathione here. So glutathione mask, one of the best antioxidants. It does two things. Number one, it detoxes your body. So if you're about to go out tonight and go drink, guess what? I'm detoxing your liver already.
Okay, perfect.
Yes. And number two, it is great for collagen. So you're going to, a lot of girlies always love it because they get a little glow in their face. So.
Okay, and can you only do that one through an IV, or can people do direct injections?
You could. So when I do it through an IV, it's 400 milligrams.
Okay.
If I give it to an intramuscular injection, it'll be 200 milligrams.
Okay.
And then we, once in a while, we have this very special promotion where we do 1,000 milligrams, but it can only be done by itself in a separate bag, in a tiny bag.
Okay.
Because it's a nutrient that's not compatible with any of these nutrients. That's why it always has to be separate.
Okay. And if somebody wanted to do that for like skincare, how often do they need to get it?
So typically, if it's an intramuscular injection, once a week is what you want to do it.
Okay.
If you're doing high dose IVs, once a month of that 1,000 milligrams is plenty. A little trick is, this is what Hollywood people use. If you're about to have like a show, going on the runway, going to a wedding or gala. I know the Indy 500 was happening. They had this gala, so we had some people come in for a high dose glutathione. It just preps you up for your event.
Got it. I love that. And then I did have one question last time I got it in my DMs. Like, how often could people be getting an IV drip for like energy boosting and stuff?
Excellent question. Okay, it's a little different. Typically recommend no closer than 72 hours. Okay. Now you're young, you're pretty healthy, you have great kidney functions. You could do 72 hours. If I have somebody that's a little older, I always ask about the health history.
Okay.
If you have kidney problems, then I would recommend a different one. But if you're young, if you're healthy, if you have no kidney problems, then 72 hours apart you could have one.
Okay, cool. So if somebody did one like once a week or once every other week, would they start to feel like that kind of continued boost of energy?
Yep, you feel that continued boost of energy. For patients that have absorption issues, think about that. Anything through your vein, 100% bioavailability. You could take all these supplements I have behind you, and they're very good supplements, but you have about 20 to 30% of bioavailability. I am not surprised, even as a clinician, that if I put this in your body, you're going to feel, within 20 to 30 minutes, you're going to feel like a whole new person.
Yeah. And I do. Awesome.
That's typically what we hear, like, oh my God, I felt awesome. And then we get a lot of reviews on that, hey, my energy was phenomenal. So.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much.
I'll come check on you and check on your IV every now and then, okay?
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Thank
Dripping
you.
beautifully.
All right, we are going to go to our DMs of the week portion of After Dark, which all of them, I know the ones I have was sent to me, and then it's like the same with you because you don't have any. Do you? They're sent to you?
So I asked a question.
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
Yes.
Okay.
So on my stories, I was talking with someone the other day, and they were like, what's the craziest thing you've ever done to an ex? And I was thinking about it, and I was like, the only crazy story I had was like after a break. This was like 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. After my breakup, it was one of those nights where I just had a meltdown, and I was crying, and I looked a mess, and we're driving home, my friend and I, and at the time, my ex and I lived a couple blocks apart. And so we were coming home, of course, on the street that he lived on, and because that's how we turned in, and I saw him in his car with another girl, and I just lost it. And I was like, I knew there was another girl. I asked you about it, and I'm pretty sure he ended up marrying this girl, but I can't confirm that.
What?
But anyways, they pull into the alcohol store right by our place. So I was like, get into the alcohol store, pull it. So we pulled in, and I was like, gonna go inside. I was like, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna confront them. I'm like, oh, how is it? How, blah, blah. And I pulled down the mirror, and I saw like mascara was streaming down my face. Like I looked like a hot mess.
Psycho?
Yes. And so I was like, you know what? I was like, no, we're not. We're going to go home. And we went home, and we never spoke of it again. But someone was like, that's not even that crazy. And I was like,
no,
yeah.
that's not crazy.
And so then I got on my stories, and I was like, I realized that as a human, I haven't used enough free will to go crazy on my exes. So what's the craziest story
Oh my gosh, I want to hear these. This is awesome.
So I told people they could send me things they had done.
Okay.
Or things that have been done to them.
Okay.
So I'm going to summarize a couple of them because they were a little bit longer stories. But one girl said that her ex had been trying to get back with her, and she had his location, I believe.
Okay.
And he had been at this bar for like 4 hours, and I guess he went for a business lunch. Mm-hmm. And she's like, so what did I do? I drove right up there. And she goes, you didn't go in, but I did. And she went in and confronted him, and that was really the moral of the story. And he denied it, and he was like, that's not what this is. And so I just think it's interesting that people will confront their exes, because I was a coward. But another one, so this girl, this was I just lost a college relationship.
Okay.
And basically, long story short, they were together for 2 years. Mm-hmm. She had been even with him while he had a drug addiction. She was trying to love him and support him through that. She ended up telling his mom about the issue to try to get him the help they need. And he like ghosted her for a while. This is like a 2-year relationship. So anyways, they were supposed to have plans that night, I believe. And so he ended up canceling them. And she was with her friends. They ended up driving to his apartment. And as they're parking there deciding what to do, this girl walks right by, straight into his apartment, right into his room, because his room faced the parking lot. So so she obviously knew he's cheating. So she said, I jumped out of that car so fast, flew through the front door, followed by my friends. We stepped right over his roommate, who was on the floor casually doing something. His roommate just says hi until he all of a sudden remembers there's another girl in there. We storm in his room, fling open the door, and he's just laying on the bed and goes, oh, hey, her name. Uh-huh. What are you doing here? Like I wasn't his girlfriend of 2 years. I start going off on him, and the girl starts running away from us through the house. I proceed.
She starts to run away?
The girl does. And she starts to get mad at him and says, and then because the girl's in the room, she goes, are you aware that he's addicted to opioids? Are you aware that he can't keep his dick hard because are you aware that he sold his TV last week to pay for drugs? And then the girl starts laughing, and she's like, and all he's doing is screaming, OMG, OMG, OMG. The girl jumps on the bed starts to get upset with him while bouncing on the bed. So she's screaming at the ex. The friends are now screaming at the ex. The new girl's jumping on the bed.
So it's literally mayhem.
So it's mayhem. So finally the roommate comes in, and he's like realizing what's happening. And he goes, if you guys don't all leave, I'm calling the cops. So they all fled out and left. And I believe they never spoke again.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, there's so much to that story to unpack.
That's a lot.
Yeah, like a 2-year relationship. I don't understand cheating, but to confront the cheater, I mean, good for her. And this was, of course, in college. We're not, we react differently as we do in college. But I can just picture, because I think she had 3 friends with her, or there was 3 of them total, plus the new girl just bouncing on the bed. Everyone's yelling at this man, and he's just going, OMG, OMG, OMG.
That's insane.
Yeah, I guess some of it got a little.
Although when you are in a situation like that, you don't know what you're going to do.
Right.
I mean, I did punch somebody several times.
Well, I think
as
there
a
was
reaction
some
to that, and it was well deserved. I think that's probably the craziest thing I probably did.
Well, I feel like you've told that story before.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell it again?
Well, it was a certain person, I won't say, but they were not being truthful.
Yeah.
And I punched the shit out of them.
Oh my God.
Multiple times. It was well deserved. It was.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never punched anyone.
Yeah, I punched him probably a good 10, 15 times. I just kept going. And I think he knew, so he just let me have it. Let me have my moment.
He knew. Interesting.
Yeah. So I think probably I don't think that was anything else that I've done that's been insane or crazy. I think that was meant to happen.
That was meant to happen.
That had to happen, okay? It was either that or it would break a TV or something, because I was so the anger that it had to get let out, and I was gonna combust.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
I threw my necklace once and broke it, and I was sad. That was the most anger I had. I think I react more with just when I don't know what to do or what to process, that's when I cry. I'm not a big crier. I get sad and I have feelings, but I don't cry a lot. But when I can't figure out how to take care of my,
feel,
I'm just and then you're that happened the other day. I was my mom's why are you crying? I'm I'm not really sure. I don't know what to say. But, another one was she filed a fake restraining order against me when she found out that I had moved on. So I guess that this person was with their ex. And
wait, hold on. They're not together, but she still files a restraining order?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
This particular person, I'm trying to keep all specifics pronouns and everything out of the way, because I tell everyone, if you DM me a story, I'm going to protect you.
Yeah, right.
So that's why I'm hesitating with that. So they filed a restraining order against me when they found out I moved on. I moved to a different state, and she could have me arrested anywhere at any time because of her. I guess she actually was able to file the restraining order.
Oh, okay.
And then I guess she filed it all because she had saw him or found out that he was on a date with another person.
Okay.
I guess that was the big one. And I didn't know why. I tried to file a restraining order once, and it was really hard. I couldn't get it approved unless they tried to do something that physically harmed me.
Yeah, I do know that the process is not
good.
Great when you feel like you're in danger.
Yeah.
But there's no evidence to show that the restraining order is what's needed.
I think that for me, it was when I was in high school, and I think I've told this story before. There was just a guy that, as middle school, high school, as we do, we get obsessed with our crushes.
Yes.
I think I've told you this story.
Yeah, I think you actually told it on the podcast.
I think so.
It was probably when I was getting stalked.
Yes,
it was that episode, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you didn't hear it, long story short, this guy, just in middle school and high school, and it's we're kids. He didn't know any better. There's no harm
but it's still
there.
freaking weird.
But it's still uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And so I walked by a classroom one day, and because we didn't have phones back then, we had cameras, and he took a picture and the flash went off, but it was just my behind. And then there was a time where he had stolen some stuff from my locker. He just was obsessed with taking my stuff, and he had drawn I guess pornographic images of us. And I think he got in trouble for that one.
Yeah.
And so anyways, I can't even remember. He would call the house obsessively and just stuff like that. And I think maybe one time he showed up at the house, and I didn't know this guy from Adam. Mm-hmm. And we had gone in to talk to the police, and they're like, do you have anywhere where he's threatened you? I was like, no, but also he keeps taking from me and showing up where I'm at, and we couldn't get anything. And So there was just a while, and I was like a young girl. I think it was like it started in 8th grade, so it was 8th grade freshman. I didn't know, and I just remember one time walking out of like volleyball practice, just feeling like uncomfortable in the parking lot by myself, and that's never just like a good feeling. But, yeah, that was it. And so I just realized like the most annoying thing I've done to my exes is I'll just like text them a bunch. I'll have like 2 glasses of wine, and I'll just be like, "Hey, miss me."
I think on the flip side, the craziest anyone's ever done to me, I probably would say, remember that guy that I kept blocking, and he kept coming with the new numbers, different numbers, and he kept texting me over for like 6 or 8 months.
Speaking of different numbers, have you seen the Catfish documentary?
No, but I've heard about it.
Oh.
Is it insane? I've heard like bits and pieces, but did you watch it?
I did.
You did.
When I don't want to spoil it.
Did it so remind you of like
my situation? Yes and no.
Okay.
This one was like a little bit different, where this was just a straight on bully, where my situation had bullies in it. But I'm afraid to say it. Are you gonna watch it? Do you want to spoil it?
You can talk about it.
Okay, so this girl is getting bullied by this number, this girl and her boyfriend, in a group text with this number, and they keep blocking the number, and a new number starts. It's basically telling the girl that nobody wants to see you wear those leggings with your anorexic ass, and like it's some really vulgar things, like if you don't like pleasure your man, like he doesn't want you touching him, like saying these things, like very sexual things that the girl is like not doing to the boyfriend, which she should be doing, and then attacking the girl in the way she looks, gets to the point where they have to break up because there's just so much animosity and hate.
Oh my gosh.
He tries dating a girl in another town, happens to that girl. This person starts attacking that girl. It's always attacking the girl and attacking that she's not like sexually fulfilling the boy. Mind you, these are young kids, like not even 16 years old, I don't think, or maybe they're 16.
Yeah.
Turns out the catfisher, the bully, the girl's mom. The girl's mom.
The first girl's mom?
The first girl's mom. This was a 2-year bullying these kids. Told the daughter to commit suicide. Basically, like I said something like you don't even like blah blah blah, and it's to the point where even the boy that they were texting, it was like, you make me want to end my life. This mom continues to do that while she's faking it to everyone that she's brokenhearted, that they're getting these bullies. It is the saddest thing. And then the mom,
that is so, like, how crazy do you have to be to do something like that?
And then she tries to say she only did it to because originally she was trying to find out. She says she didn't send the first messages. You can come in. Oh, perfect. That she didn't send the first messages, that she eventually took over it because she wanted to see if they would drop more information. But at the end of the day, it was the same number at the beginning.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
It's so sad. That was fast. Yeah. Does that mean I was dehydrated a little bit?
No, she ran through that. I literally feel like we started talking and then you just ran through it. Because at the beginning it seemed like it was going slow.
And people can do this individual, or you have a room where they can come in as a group, right?
We do get groups too.
That'd be fun.
We have an Ivy Lounge where up to 4 people can come together. So sometimes friends will come, sometimes a father, son, mom.
Yeah.
We get many different sisters will come together, best buddies.
Awesome.
So we love that. And then if you're alone, then we have a private lounger, a private room. So you could have your own piece and you could work too.
Yeah.
We have some people that come with their iPad and laptop and they just work. We'll give you your internet and get your work done.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So this is just a glutathione. It doesn't taste like anything. It doesn't feel like anything. It doesn't burn.
Yeah.
Easy Japanese.
Perfect. And that'll be beautiful and glowing. Mm-hmm. I love these. I feel like the best explanation for these is like, I feel like sometimes I'm driving on, like, my gas tank is on E, and like you're just putting along, and then this is like refilling my fuel.
It is, right? All right, put your finger there for me. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to put a little pressure dressing on.
Okay.
And keep it on for about 20 to 30 minutes, and then you could take it off. You're free to exercise, go in the pool, do whatever your normal activities that you've planned for the day.
Amazing.
And enjoy this beautiful September weekend Saturday.
Thank you. Nice and energized.
How was that?
That was so good. I feel so good. Look at us. We're going to be energized and ready to go.
I know.
Saturday night is...
So what are you going to do after all of this energy hits you, Ashley?
I still haven't unpacked from my trip.
Oh, that's right.
Maybe I can unpack.
I'm going to work out.
Good for you.
Because, I feel round still, so... I'm just gonna try, just trying to get back to myself.
I feel you.
It's been the immune disorder and the hormones and getting off things and trying to reassess what the hell's going on. So,
which I think is it's so hard, and I think that's so many DMs I get, and when I share my story, it's just women around our age, we're just feeling so blah, and everyone's like, "Well, you're getting older." I'm sorry, I'm 38. You're 42. That is not old.
No, it's not.
And so we should yes, different things change or whatnot, but we should not be feeling we need to, I should not be feeling like I need to take a nap.
Yeah, exactly.
Or rest in between hard projects.
Right, yeah.
And so I think it's just so cool, when you learn to find out what your body is lacking. It seems like maybe you were lacking NAD because you didn't feel everything right away, as she was saying, or and I was lacking some vitamins. When you figure that stuff out.
Yeah.
It's almost sometimes it makes me want to cry when I start to feel like a person again. I feel like.
That's how I felt when I got out of my depression last 2 weeks ago.
It's hard.
It's horrible.
That's and I said this earlier, but to expand it a little bit, it was probably, how long? I had gotten sick and it just kept coming back and back. And what was it? Almost a month and a half.
Yeah.
I was almost crying in tears to you. I can't do anything. I can't work.
Yeah, because you were good one day and then you were down for 3 after that.
Yep. And I was the days I was good, I was having to take 2-hour naps. So I had come in here for one of my red light treatments and I was telling them about, they're let us just give you an IV.
Yeah.
A night and day.
Yeah.
And it's it's so weird because I think we're told constantly you're going through perimenopause or you're just a woman, or you're just, it's your age or this or that, when there's so much we can be doing naturally to restore that energy. And it just, I left there and that week I was so and continued, and I was that's all I needed. My body was depleted from being sick. It needed refilled.
Exactly.
And I love it, and I love to get these at least once a month because I just feel they keep me going.
I need to do that too, for sure, especially with everything I'm doing.
Yes.
In my highs and lows.
Yes. I can't wait for you to tell me how you feel with the NAD injection later.
Me too.
It kind of feels like you're on crack a little bit. Yay.
Well, it's just so funny. After she did that shot, it was all in my chest.
Yes.
And I was it's happening.
That
right
was kind of mine. It made my tummy get those butterflies, and then it kind of goes up to your chest for a minute, and then it subsides, and it's
that's crazy.
You ready to take the day?
Yeah, I am. Let's hit those 2 DMs that I sent you.
Yes.
I'm going to do my DMs and then we'll close up for this long episode that we're splitting into 2 parts. Okay, so this was in regards to our one of our podcast episodes that you were reading comments off of that TikTok trend, which was, remind me, because now I'm forgetting the name.
Oh, the man of the year.
The man of the year. So what was it that it was the man of the year, but it's not really the man of the year because of the nature of the text message?
So basically it was something he kind of would, it just the disappointment that you would get in the man of the year.
So this came from, because we're also on Lemonade, so this came from a person who saw this, and we've had lots of responses to this. Her name is Ella, and she said, "This was my post from my personal text from an ex." So this says, "I saw you working today, and I'm honestly so fucking glad I ghosted you last summer. You're getting so fat and ugly, and I remember how you asked if I still talk to my ex Lily. I lied because I fucking did. She's so skinny and so much hotter than you. I literally slept with her while I was dating you. I never liked you, and I was just trying to use you because you're a whore. I literally showered with Lily and came over to your house after, and my hair was still wet. You are a fat, ugly fucking slut, and you are pathetic and worthless." And she puts, "Man of the year, ... Oh. Can you believe that? That's awful.
First of all,
what?
I'm heartbroken for this girl.
Isn't
because
that
that
awful?
is so cruel. Second of all, what is the need to even send that message?
Yeah. And this other girl replied was like, OMG, never take him back ever. And she said, to quote Taylor Swift, we're never getting back together. We're never, ever, ever getting back together.
I've heard a lot of mean things.
That's really mean.
That has left me speechless.
Yeah. That's super mean.
I hope she knows how worth it she is and how beautiful she is, because that's horrible.
Yes. So this is another one. And so this is also a girl who commented, and her handle is Latte Queen from Lemon 8. So she posted hers. So it was a conversation. It seems like he was trying to say, like, I want to get back together with you, but I don't. Because then he says, I only got one screenshot. Said, I didn't mean it that way. She's like, okay, well, what did you mean? And then he says, I meant we should try just not to be as lovey to each other. And then maybe your parents would understand that we want to have a relationship as friends, but I don't want to break up at all. And she goes, what? So she's like, so you're saying friends with benefits? And he says, no, that's not what I mean. Can we just be just like how we were again, please? I don't want you to be mad at me, please. So she's just like, what?
So he wants to be in a relationship, but not loving, just a friend, but a boyfriend that's just a friend?
Yes, I don't understand. And so I was like, I'm sorry, this doesn't make any sense. Like, what?
I wish the boyfriend would message us and explain his thought process. We need the other side.
I have like 10 questions.
So
I did ask her, I said, hey, can I share this on the podcast? She's like, yeah, sure. As long as, you credit me. I was like, absolutely. But then when I got it, I was like, wait, but I have so many questions right now. Like, what does he mean? Yes. Do we need a conference call to like decipher what is your, wait, so you don't want to break up, but you don't want to be as loving, but like, what?
Stop.
It literally makes no sense. So, hi, your communication's awful, John, which is, she left his name on there. So I'm going to say John.
She said she wanted credited and she shared the name.
Your communication's awful.
Wow.
And Jack, you're just an asshole.
That's kind of like somebody was telling me the other day. They said 1 year, we were talking about just like disappointing stories in dating. And they said 1 year they were dating someone and for Valentine's, they sent them a picture of flowers.
What?
Not flowers. A picture and said, like, here's some Valentine's Day flowers.
Wait, they were dating?
And they texted them a picture of flowers. You know what?
Oh my God, that is so stupid.
I'm just like, wait a minute. You can go to the Kroger, you can go to the gas station over Valentine's Day and get a single plastic rose. I think that'd be better than a text message picture of flower bouquet.
That is so freaking weird.
I just imagined it watermarked with like 1-800-Flowers over You know, literally. What? It's so interesting. I just would love to have conversations more with people when you hear things like that and you hear text messages like that. Like, what drove you to that point? Like, what was your thought process behind it? We've talked about, like, there's so much trauma in dating and that you just take it on to the next and take it on to the next, and it's very unfair. But it's like, how did you get to that point?
Right, exactly.
And why do we always have to attack someone's physical features? I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. Like,
every time people don't like what we say, we're ugly and old.
We're ugly and we're old and we're washed up and we've been used 5 million times. Who would want to sleep with those
Oh yeah, we're ugly and old, but we're
yeah, we're ugly and we're old, but we're whores and sluts.
With a used juice box. Who would want to sleep with those grandmas anyways? Get in line, baby, get in line.
I know, we get in line. It's fine.
We just laugh and drink our mimosas to it. Yeah. Should we, before we end, should we give any credit to the guy who was coming after all the 30-year-olds?
Oh my gosh. Yes, we have to end with this story.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Long story short, we had shared our personal opinions on a topic. Should I say it? Okay. Jonah and I had shared our personal opinions on porn and if we would want it in our personal relationships.
Correct.
That upset some people on the internet. I think it was misconstrued that we were saying it's should be an all-out rule. This was just our thought, and we were just saying personal selves.
It was like saying what we would want in our relationships. Like, this is,
and it doesn't work for everyone, and that's okay.
Exactly.
And and some people brought up some interesting points
Yes.
about the like novels that girls read, and I was like, that touche, that's a very good point.
Right.
Anyways, this man didn't like the conversation, so he went to my page and said, wow, you're a rough 38, attacking the way I look. Another one of our podcast clips comes out, and he's the one that said, who would want to sleep with those grandmas anyways?
Yes.
And I was like, interesting that, you know, you didn't like something that I had said, so you go to attack the look and now the look of you. And so I was kind of laughing about it, but also like it does add up. It does hurt your feelings.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I sent a screenshot to my friend, and she goes, you're never going to believe this. Sends a screenshot back to me of the same man attacking her and her looks because she's also in her 30s and single.
It's like, does he just find like the same hashtags of the same girls with the same looks in the same area? I don't understand. Like, this slightly
It
stalkerish?
expands out of the same area. So we found another girl. So I searched his username because I was just curious.
Yes.
And we found another girl, and who was single in her 30s, and he was on her page basically telling her how she was washed up because she didn't get someone in her prime, and that basically like now she you know, she needs to settle because God forbid she's single in her 30s. And there was one other girl, I can't remember, but the funniest thing about all of us was that we're in our mid to late 30s, early 40s with brunette hair.
We all look alike.
We all had similar features.
We all have like an ethnic look, right?
Yeah, and I just was like,
So now no blonde girls, no white blonde girls with blue eyes.
it was very interesting to me that it was not only our, maybe that was coincidence, but
That's
did
not coincidence.
like,
It may have been like, I think he was probably really hurt by a brunette.
yeah, probably.
And he has some trauma and he has
Yeah.
some major baggage. And so now he's on the raft.
Right. And like on half of all brunettes, sir, I'm sorry
I
to
know.
hurt you.
I'm
Like
sorry.
I like to, you know, I'm genuinely sorry. Nobody deserves to be hurt. Broken hearts mess you up.
Yes.
And so, you know, you try to have empathy, but these grandmas, we gotta, can only hope somebody will love this grandma
I
someday.
know, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're pretty cool grandmas.
You can only just laugh at it. So
Fun times.
that's why we get the NAD and the Botox, so people won't know we're grandma.
Exactly.
I'm kidding. Age however you want to age. That's very important.
I did.
But feel your
Oh, yeah.
best.
Again, before we close, there was some comment. Somebody responded. I can't remember if it was TikTok or YouTube, but they responded to one of my videos and was like, "You're so full of filler."
You sent me that. It was X.
Was it what?
It was X Twitter or whatever it is now.
Oh, yeah. No, but it was something
was
else.
another one?
No, this was another one. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I said, well, thank you. I mean, I do
So
have
you
some filler in my
think
face
I do
and
think-
some Botox. I've been injected since I was 30. What the fuck do you expect?
I think there's some confusion with what Botox does versus what
Let me
filler
just
does.
tell you, my boyfriend doesn't even know the difference.
Yeah.
Because he's like, you're going back and getting filler again? And I was like, no, I'm getting Botox. Well, you already have enough. And I was like, no. I said, do you even know what the difference between Botox and filler is? I said, filler, you get like once every year and a half to 2
Yeah.
years. I'm like, Botox metabolizes in your body. And so it starts to slowly go away. I said, both do two totally different things. He was like, really? They're not the same? And I'm like, no, they're totally different.
Yeah.
So no, men don't have any idea what they're talking about.
You can, yeah. So, you know what? And I've gotten Botox since I was late 20s, and I'll never stop. There is no, and that's how, but like we've talked about this, that's just how we want to age.
Yeah.
However you want to age is
Go
such a
for it.
beautiful thing. And
I
this
don't
is
want
just
wrinkles.
how
Hey.
it makes me feel. Exactly.
Oh, that's what it was. Also on YouTube, somebody said that they loved my content, but they hated my clown eyebrows. She looks at me like, what? I was like, my clown, this is just a mascara. Like, I was like,
Oh, no.
hey, I said, hey, thanks so much for the advice, stranger, is how I responded.
Somebody told me maybe if I didn't wear so much makeup and I had a hairstyle, I would be able to get a boyfriend. I was like, any other tips? What else do you got for me?
I'm telling you, the internet can be so cruel.
Listen.
It's fine. The next time I do my live, somebody's
Yeah.
gonna say that ICE is gonna come get me, so it's fine. I don't care. I'm like, what the fuck? You guys are assholes.
Good gravy. If you're gonna insult me, at least make it funny.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Make it funny, and then we're cool.
Like the guy that called my chachi a juice box. So, anyways, if you need your juice box tightened, you can get it done at Prana and
There you go. That's
Hydration
perfect.
Wellness.
That's how we end the podcast. Get your juice box tightened here. It's great.
There you go. And if you want more details on that, make sure to check into the episode with Jeanette on Behind the Filter, where she's going to be interviewing.
Yeah, for things for both men and women.
Yes.
So this is a place that doesn't matter what your gender is. You can come in here and get some help all the way around.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.